With so much to learn about building a business, LLCs sound pretty daunting and intense, but they're not. Once you know what an LLC is and the pros and cons, you can decide if it's right for your business. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hello everyone, my name is Natasha and I'm your host for Tailor Brands Business Lab, where we talk about everything you need to help build your business. And today I'm going to share with you the pros and cons of forming an LLC. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos and leave a comment below so we can help turn your idea into a business. Let's get started. Before we jump into the nitty-gritty of LLCs, let's get on the same page. What is an LLC? I don't want to get all technical, but this is the info you need to know. An LLC, or limited liability company, is a popular business structure and legal entity that people set up for their businesses. But what does it mean? Let's look at the term limited liability company in a little more detail. Limited liability means that an LLC may offer you liability protection. And the company in limited liability company means that the business is separate from you, the business owner. So now you heard me say an LLC may offer you limited liability protection. Let's get that cleared up. An LLC does offer you limited liability protection. That's the perk of having an LLC. However, let's say you don't get a separate business bank account and you risk mixing your business and personal assets, or don't keep any business records and documentation properly. This is where the may comes into play. If you don't follow state rules and best practices and recommendations, in case the limited liability comes into question under a judge, he or she may decide to lift that protection and hold you accountable personally. That's why it's very important to keep your documentation in order, have an operating agreement, and keep a separate business bank account. So back to LLCs. Basically, an LLC is a business structure and entity that offers you liability protection and separates your business assets from your personal assets. For example, a friend of mine had a skincare line, and at one point she ended up being sued by another business. But because her business was an LLC, the plaintiff went after her business assets. What happened to her house and car? Since those were her personal assets and her business was an LLC, they were safe. An LLC separates both personal and business assets, so your personal assets are safe. Which brings us to our first pro of forming an LLC. LLCs protect your personal assets. Pro number one, it offers limited liability. Protect my personal assets? Yes, please. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but there's always a chance someone will sue you. Why? Why can't we just be friends? While I didn't make the rules, I can show you how to protect yourself from them. So members of an LLC are not held personally liable for the actions of the company. What does this mean? Like I said earlier, all LLC members' personal assets like car, bank account, home, and other financial investments are protected. But that's only if they're following the rules. Pro number two, run your own show with ease. There are tons of reasons for starting your own business. Maybe you want to increase your income or have more flexibility in hours. But I know deep down, you want to run the show, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. The good thing about LLCs is that they're relatively easy to form and maintain. In comparison to other business structures, LLCs have less paperwork, less red tape, and typically cost less. Most states recognize single-owner LLC businesses, which means you can be the sole owner of your business. That means you get to make the decisions, you get to call the shots, and you don't have to consult other partners. Isn't this just like a beautiful relationship? In this case, an LLC is similar to a sole proprietor, where you can manage and operate your business minus the liability issues of a sole proprietor. Number three, tax flexibility. Oh, I know you're gonna like this one. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but the beautiful thing about having an LLC is its tax flexibility. If you're a single member LLC, you'll be viewed as a sole proprietorship in the eyes of the IRS. If you're a multi-member LLC, you'll be viewed as a partnership for taxation purposes. That's by default. Now, if you wanna change that, you have to file forms with the IRS to request that change. In general, filing taxes as an LLC is much easier compared to if you were to file taxes on a corporate level. Pro number four, membership and ownership flexibility. LLCs don't have many restrictions when it comes to how many owners it can have or how the LLC is managed. This is the amazing advantage in comparison to a corporation that must have a board of directors and that shareholders annually elect. That already sounds like a lot of work. With LLCs, these formalities aren't required. When forming an LLC, you have two options. It can be member managed or manager managed. So the LLC can be managed by its members or by an appointed manager. Member managed means you have an active side operating the business, but all members need to come to agreement on business decisions. Pros to a member-managed LLC are: each member has a say regarding management decisions. The simple structure of a member-managed LLC suits small businesses. Excellent choice of brick-and-mortar businesses and retail. Some cons of member-managed LLC are: managing an LLC is a full-time job. Member-managed LLCs can find it hard to attract investors. Too many members with an equal say can lead to unsolvable disputes. Whereas manager-managed means your LLC has an appointed CEO and he calls the shots. Some pros to a manager-managed LLC are: centralized centralizes all LLC decision-making, enables the manager to make quick decisions without the member's approval, makes it easier to run multiple owner LLCs. Passive investors often prefer manager-managed LLC for the 3 reasons above. And some cons of a manager-managed LLC are: members give up control and have little say in operating decisions. An outside manager might not have the same feel and understanding of your business model. Professional managers have no financial investment in your business, so they only lose their paychecks if it fails. And managers need a salary, with the extra cost often too much for smaller businesses. Pro number 5, adds credibility to your business. You want your business to look legit, right? You want to feel like a business owner. If you're looking to gain more credibility, forming an LLC will help you do that. But how does an LLC add credibility to your business? In comparison to a sole proprietorship, which is the informal business entity, an LLC requires your business to be officially registered at the state level, which adds a little je ne sais quoi legitimacy to your business name. Think about it. If you were a customer, let's say you were looking to buy a suitcase, would you want to buy one from a credible company, one that you know is held responsible at a state level? Going that extra step to form an LLC shows the level of professionalism and dedication to your business. All the LLC paperwork and waiting lines, if you do that, then you're showing people how serious you are about your business. Cons. I would love to tell you that LLCs are flawless, and they almost are, but everything has its cons. So let's take a look at the cons of forming an LLC. Number 1, initial LLC costs. LLCs aren't free, even though I wish they were. The costs around forming an LLC can vary depending on the state you're registering in. Some states require an annual renewal fee, which can range from $10 to $500. But the important thing to remember with LLC costs is that is state dependent. There's no flat fee that is consistent throughout the country. For example, Massachusetts has one of the highest LLC costs, but Kentucky is one of the cheapest states to form an LLC. So when I say it depends on the state, it really depends on the state. So this con should really be that some states are more costly than others. While some costs are mandatory, like state fees and annual reports, if you don't have the funds, you can hold off from getting an operating agreement or registered agent, although we do recommend that you opt for this service when you're able to. By the way, you can check out the link above on how to form an LLC in your specific state. I told you we have you covered. Con number 2, miscellaneous taxes. Depending on the state you registered your business in, there may be miscellaneous taxes your LLC will need to pay. For example, states like California, New York, and Texas require LLCs to pay a franchise tax. In California, franchise tax is $800 for all LLCs. Additionally, depending on how you choose your LLC to be taxed, members may need to pay self-employment tax. To figure out the taxes and fees for your LLC, we highly recommend you contact an accountant beforehand. Con number 3, the paperwork. When you're starting a business, you're juggling a lot of things in your hand. It kind of feels like you've joined the circus, minus all the fun things. Aside from picking your business structure, you have a product or service to create, and marketing, and all that stuff that goes with it. It can be hard. With LLCs, there's a lot of paperwork for you to file, and in some states, you'll need to file an annual report. Plus, you'll need to physically go to the Secretary of State to file your LLC. So you spend a lot of time just getting your LLC filed, and that time could be better spent on getting your product out there and connecting with customers. But for this, we have a solution. Tailor Brands can help you out with all those cons. But seriously, we're like your LLC fairy godmother. At Tailor Brands, we take care of the paperwork and remove the hassle for you. All you need to do is select your state, business name, and answer a few quick questions, and we'll submit your LLC application for you. No waiting in lines, no waiting at Staples to get your paperwork printed out, no wasting your time. Our LLC service will have you covered. We do all these steps for you while protecting your privacy and abiding by state and federal laws. So while you're working on building your business, we're helping you legitimize it. Before you file your LLC, think about your time and what you should be focusing on to build your business. If you feel you can do it yourself, then do it. But if you want to focus on building your business and not wasting your time in bureaucracy, then Tailor Brands can do it for you. And there you go. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment below if you have any questions about starting your business.